the watchmaker's curse in the damp heart of Prague's old town. Nestled between narrow alleys and crooked chimneys stood a peculiar little shop that never changed. The sign above the door simply read V. Korda, horologist. Its dusty windows displayed clocks of all sizes, ornate grandfather clocks, brass carriage timepieces, and delicate wristwatches that seemed to tick ever so slightly out of rhythm with the world. Locals walked quickly past the shop, often crossing to the other side. Some claimed to hear faint ticking even when far away. Others whispered that the owner, Viktor Korda, had not aged in decades. No one could remember the last time they'd seen the store open or anyone enter, yet the clocks inside always moved, a legacy of time. Viktor Korda was once the most brilliant watchmaker in Bohemia. Born in 1887, he studied under the royal horologist and was known for his obsession with temporal precision. But as the decades passed, and mechanical clocks fell out of favor, Korda's genius became an odd until he vanished in 1954, leaving the shop sealed by. In 1983, a historian named Dr. Emil Novak began investigating the strange phenomenon of the ticking clocks. After obtaining rare permission, he entered the shop, accompanied by a municipal officer. Inside, time seemed to warp. The temperature dropped. Dust floated unnaturally, hanging in the air like cobwebs. Big clocks ticked, but none of them displayed the same time. They discovered a journal on the workbench. The final entry was dated June 12, 1954. Tonight, I test the mechanism. If successful, I will step beyond time. This Kersey must understand it. The mechanism in question was nowhere to be found, but there were nodes, complicated schematics, resembling clockwork, merged with symbols not found in any standard. Others thought it a form of experimental physics. Dr. Novak left the shop shaken. 3 days later, he suffered a stroke while editing his findings. His final recorded sentence. It followed me, still ticking. The curse unwinds in 2001. Curious graduate student Anna Delekel returned to the shop, seeking to complete Novak's research. The city had long since sealed the premises, but she found an entrance through a forgotten rear courtyard. Inside, nothing had changed. The clocks still ticked. The dust still floated. She documented every timepiece. The grandfather clock near the door ran backward. A silver pocket watch on the counter pulsed once every 10 seconds instead of ticking. A wall-mounted cuckoo clock chirped at 1:13 a.m. and p.m. regardless of the actual time. She discovered a trapdoor under the rug behind the counter. It led to a narrow staircase descending into darkness. With her flashlight flickering, Anna descended and found herself in a vast subterranean chamber far larger than the building above. The walls were lined with clocks, all interconnected with brass wiring and gears that moved on their own. In the center stood a charande, beside it a full-length mirror that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. And in the chair, said Viktor Korda, the watchmaker returns. His eyes opened as she approached. They were silver. He spoke in a whisper. Are you here to take my place? Anna was frozen. Her body felt pulled in every direction, like gravity was failing. Time, she realized, wasn't working correctly here. Her heart beat in reverse. Her thoughts looped. Korda explained that in his quest to master time. He had built the chrono well, a device powered by entropy and sealed within mirrors. I'd allowed the user to separate from linear time, but at a price. Pease was unstuck, no longer aging, but cursed to remain in the temporal loop he created. He saw every second, every possible future, and every regret endlessly. The clocks around him weren't machines anymore. They were anchors each, one holding a piece of his memory, his life, his guilt. If they stopped ticking, he warned, time would collapse inward. Then he wept. He asked Anna to wind one of the smaller clocks. On the wall, as she did, the ticking aligned for the briefest moment, and a pulse of light filled the room. When she looked back, Viktor was gone, but the clocks still ticked. The final mechanism Anna left the chamber carrying one item, a pocket watch that had no hands. She published her findings in a limited volume called The Watchmaker's Curse, but most dismissed it as fiction. She warned readers never to enter the shop. Years later, she disappeared. Locals now report that sometimes, when walking past Viktor Korda, horologist, at night, you can see a woman's reflection in the window even when no one is there. The clocks continue to tick, each one marking a second that doesn't belong to this world. Some say time is a river. Others say it's a machine at Korda's shop. Time is a trap, and the ticking is the sound of a soul trying to escape. Do not enter. Do not listen. And if you hear ticking where there should be silence, it may already be too late.